right, welcome back to the Knives Fast channel, guys. We have another review for you. This is awesome. This is sent to us by our friends at Real Steel Knives. This is the Knives Fast channel. If you're new around here, definitely subscribe. Check out some videos. Stick around, hit that notification bell. And for everyone, like and comment. It helps the channel. Really does, for sure. And this is the Real Steel Serenity Slipjoint, okay? Purple G10, and there's your stock number and everything, all the other information. Thank you, Real Steel, for sending this one out. Now, when I first got this in, I'll be honest and tell you, I wasn't sure because I'm not used to these, what a lot of us call European-style slip joints. In other words, you've got, for those of us, on this side that can carry locking knives, we're used to carrying smaller slip joints, like the Jack Wolfs or the GECs or Ohio River Jack or things like that. And so when I saw this as a slip joint, I wasn't sure what to think because I knew it was a full-size knife. They had made a locking version of this knife as well. This is an Ivan Braganet's design, by the way. Very, very cool. And once I got into carrying it, and I sat one day and fidgeted with this knife over and over again, and I gotta tell you, I really have gotten to the point that I really enjoy this knife. Now you have Contour G10. You guys know that's a calling card of a knife that I'm gonna love. It just is. You've got this beautiful purple G10, and then you've got the banding. Now what they did was they outlined it with the liners, and the liners on the back side are actually rounded, and then you've got a back spring which is also crowned, and then you've got some jimping. I mean, there are just some really cool touches to this knife. Hold on, guys. I'm going to move this. We'll fix the focus issue. They're still on camera, Casey. All right, hold on. Yeah, I don't know. Just sometimes this is a very expensive camera, and yet it has trouble focusing when there's too much going on. There we go. Now we got it. All right. So, beautiful purple. You do have a lanyard hole here. You do have a clip. So again, it kind of feels like this is the European version of the Serenity liner lock, and they made it as a slip joint for the folks that cannot carry a locking knife. And I think that is super, super cool. Now, it is dead center, and it is gorgeous. I mean, this thing is so pretty. Now, what I like is they have made this, you have nail nicks on both sides, so it's easy for me to pinch because I can just sort of put my fingers in there. That, and combined with the fact that it is not super strong on that spring. Now, instead of a half stop, we have, I guess on this end, you would call it a 3/4 stop, and like a quarter stop on the way back. I don't know. But it is, I would say, about a 5.5 to 6 on that pull, but it feels stronger on that from there to there. Not very strong, but about, and then stronger. So it's really, I think I would call it somewhere between 5.5 and 6 on the pull. Now, what I got kind of, I don't know. It just was like I just sitting here, and this sound right there is awesome. Now, I gave a theory the other day that some of my viewers didn't really agree with, and I'm just doing a theory. Again, this is a European slip joint. So my theory was, what they're doing here, the reason it's a quarter stop, is if somebody's using it and they break that, and I'm not going to do it on purpose, but if they break that lock, it's only going to come to there. And so if somebody's gripping it correctly, you're not going to get cut. Whereas if you had a half stop, it's going to come on up and bite you. Now, that might not be why they do the quarter stop. But that, I mean, to me, that's a reason that some of you who are used to putting your thumb up here, and by the way, there is provided jimping all the way across, and there's like a harpoon area, to keep you from cutting yourself. I don't know. That may not be why they did it, but that is a brilliant use for it. And again, the walk and talk, is really nice. But just brilliant for our European friends, and I would recommend it for anybody who just likes slip joints and has a really classy blade shape. Look at this drop point, kind of has a harpoon with a swedge. Really aggressive black wash here. This is in N690 steel. There is your loop over clip. Now, this clip, now I'm not positive about this because I haven't taken it apart and I don't like the idea of taking slip joints apart, but you do have a slot right there to reverse the clip. Now we'll see the paper, the specs here in a minute, but it looks like there's a screw right there, so you should be able to just take this screw out and then take this screw out, slide it in, and then put that screw back in. I'm not sure if you can do that without taking it all the way apart, but that's sure what it appears like to me. Now, this clip is a little soft, but it stayed in the pocket fine. The retention was good. In the pocket is great. You do have a wonderful 4-finger grip, and you have this really cool swell. Seems to be a thing with Real Steel knives that they do those extra touches for the handles and the contouring and just the way this is built. Now, there's been a lot of oil coming out of this thing, I will tell you that. But yeah, just the way it feels in the hand, and then that clip is fine. I was surprised. I thought I would feel that, but where it's hitting in my hand, I'm not feeling that, and I'm not really feeling that. The clip is great. And so, yeah, I mean, I was surprised when I first cut with this too, how great of a cutter it is. Very, very nice. I'm completely impressed with this knife. And again, when it's open, there's a little tiny bit of side to side, but you might just be able to tighten the pivot. And there is obviously up and down because it's a slip joint, but it is very well made. I'm very impressed with this knife. Now, you guys know I had the Pathfinder FFG in here. So there is our comparison to the Pathfinder FFG. This guy doesn't, the way the clip sits, it doesn't. So let's go this way. We'll go this way just because it doesn't like to stand put. So there is a comparison to the Pathfinder, which is a much larger knife, and the Ontario Rat 1, which is also a much larger knife, and the Ontario Rat 2, which is going to be slightly smaller. But guys, what really attracts me about this knife is that blade shape. Very, very, very nice. All right, let's get this off, and we will go through the specs and the availability. Now, these are available in different colors. I actually like the purple one. It's been kind of fun having this in on the channel. So let's just leave it in that direction, and we will give you that information. Now, here's the one we're looking at. It is on their website at $85 with N690 and purple G10, and you can get $15 off with code KNIVESFAST at checkout. I will leave that link and the code down below. Now, the overall length is 7.95 inches. The closed length is 4.53 inches. Blade length is 3.53. The blade thickness is 0.12, so very nice, thin stock. By the way, it's crowned up here as well. That is all. I mean, there's just all these little touches that I really, really like. It is a drop point, made in China, designed by Ivan Braganets. Ivan, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. He commented on my video the other day and said I was close. 3.55 ounces, and just really cool. Now, if I go back, it looks like this version is available. There's also a olive wood version for the same, with a stonewash handle, for the same price. There is a black G10 with a stonewash. There is a, what is that? Is it pink? Ivory G10, okay, with black. There is a rosewood version and with a stonewash handle and an ebony wood. I mean, lots of options. I will leave the link to all of them down below. And I mean, that is really cool that there's so many options, even the wood, for those of you that like the more classy look handles for a slip joint. So there you go. Thank you, Real Steel. Don't forget, guys, again, that link will be down below. The code will be down below. You save $15, so that gets it down to $70. That is really cool. So like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Thanks to each and every one of you for watching. Guys, definitely just check out this knife, and thank you to Real Steel now sending the second knife they've sent. So appreciate you watching the Knives Fast channel.